Hello friends, welcome to this video. Today we will see why we should keep separated front end and back end for any applications. So let's dive in. Website development technologies have been emerging continuously since last few years, and one of the best one is to separate front end from back end. After the innovation of front end frameworks like Angular, Vue and React, more and more software organizations are acquiring this concept of separation. So why is this? Does it make sense to have a separate backend and frontend for a website? My answer is yes. There are some extreme benefits of this separation. The major advantages that we will take into consideration are more focused development, easy upgrades, faster deployments, centralized data, resource optimization, and more specific microservices. Let's discuss in detail. First one is more focused development. In a traditional monolithic application, a developer will have to set up a database, install server dependencies, and run the server locally. Sometimes they are not familiar with these server technologies, so that would be waste of time for them to have to set up and maintain the entire application locally. Or sometimes you don't want him or her to have access to your backend code. Now let's check what happens if we split front end into its own. That means front end developers did not have to worry about backend. They can start their work without having to worry about bugs in the build system or other server-side problems. They have to give more focus on the user experience and design. And same for backend developers. They need not have to worry about front-end because backend of project is simply an API, so they should be more focused on architecture and performance. They don't have to worry about design-related things. Next one is easy upgrades. Computer science is growing and evolving new technologies every day. We must have to be up to date to remain competitive. Frameworks that we are using are getting mature day by day, and we also get updates as it evolves. But it's really complex to upgrade any framework if we are using conventional web technologies. We can resolve this issue by keeping the backend and frontend separate. It's easier to debug any issue as you already know if it's a front-end issue or back-end issue. It's also simpler to switch frameworks in this case. For example, in conventional way, if we are using Java and just want to migrate to other scripting language like PHP, we also have to take care of front-end code completely, even if we don't want to change it. Whereas in modern separated front and back end, if we have a front end code in Angular and we want to switch to React.js, we don't have a need to touch the backend code for switching from Angular to React. So that's really good one. Next is faster deployments. If your front end is separate from the backend, it's easier to work on one module, keep the other one untouched. So two teams can work simultaneously on front end and back end without worrying about messing up other person's work. That means if you have a design change, you just have to rerun only front end test and deployments. So splitting things up means you will only build and test what has actually changed, which will result in less wasted time and resources. Next is centralized data. In today's era, each web application will have different versions with same data. For example, we have desktop site, mobile website, iOS application, and Android application. And in most of the cases, you are supplying same information to all these applications. So it is always better to solve them from the same codebase. APIs will resolve this issue. You have to manage only one API for all these versions of code. and having less code to deal with makes it more manageable. That's again really good one. Next one is resource optimization. In traditional monolithic applications, servers have to do lot of things like serving requests, retrieving data from database, doing requested calculations, putting all together in HTML format and return it to browser. Whereas in separate backend, servers have less work. They just have to send raw data to the browser, mostly in JSON format, which results in better user experience as the whole page is not updating with every request. So there is also benefit in scalability point of view because you can increase or decrease front-end and back-end resources with separate space. Next one is more specific microservices. As we all know that breaking huge product into smaller modules is a trending culture in software development world. It's difficult to do this task in a front-end code is mixed up with backend. But by separating front-end and backend, responsibilities will also be separated, which ultimately results in easier development. And we also have a pure backend now, so that it will be simpler to break down backend into microservices. Now, if we look up at the disadvantages of this separated architecture, I have nothing to say. But for a balance, let's check a couple of the cons. First one is you can't use template system provided by your framework, as you have to use front end to serve your APIs. And last one is you have to manage dual strategies for testing builds and deployments, as your application is also separated. That's somehow time consuming. But we can ignore these cons as we are getting lots of benefits against it. So these are the reasons why you should keep separate front end and back end for your applications. That's it. Thanks for watching. If you liked my approach, subscribe to my channel and share it among your friends. Thanks.